Hi there. Welcome to Tech Talk Weekly. I'm Bob from Creation Station. This is our weekly show where we get you 4 or 5 fun topics, cool science and creation type things going on in about 20 minutes. Remember, we're doing season 5 and we have a new theme for the year of all of our Creation Station spaces. And featuring that is this week is Greg from Creation Station Music at our Collier City Library. And I only beat Greg on time in Creation Stations by about 8 weeks or something like that. I think we opened up Collier City in March of 2015, I think is when we officially opened that up.
Okay.
Yeah. Next week is my official 10th. On the 15th is 10 full years. And you've been out there. Tell us what you've been doing out there for all this time, because you've got some crazy fun things happening out there.
So hi everyone. It's been a while since I've done this, but it's good to be here. We've been really just trying to get some programs off the ground, things that highlight what we do here in Creation Station Music. So one of the big things that we've been doing, and it's going on about 1.5 years now, is the CC Voices Live. It's an open mic event, and it's free for the public. People can come in, all ages. We keep it clean, we keep it nice. And we've had some great talent come out. We did one in December for the holidays, and it was good. We had about 60 people there, and they were singing songs and doing poetry. And I had some twins who are from the area, and they do a lot of shows and theater, and they hosted for us. And it was a really, really great event, really, really fun. And they're willing to come back. So
excellent.
Can't say no.
If you're in South Florida and you need a place to record music or sound or your audio book or podcast or whatever, you hit up Greg over there at the Collier City Library. He will you've got to book ahead of time. I mean, that place gets busy.
It does. But I'm here to help, glad to help. Whatever your needs are, I got you.
We got some cool stuff. And our first story of the week is I had to start searching last week. I'm like, okay, put all these music things into my feed so the algorithm gives me something cool. And sure enough, just yesterday, this story pops up about Prince. And I know you're super into this, Greg. What did you think about this story here? I thought this was just crazy.
I wish I could say it's something new. I've known about this for a while. Prince he's a genius, or was a genius, prodigy, played all instruments, mixed his own music. I mean, this guy was uber talented. So no surprise. I mean, Prince is he's the guy.
For those out there, the links are in the show notes, so you can go follow up on this. But there's this quick little video in here that you'll want to watch. He's talking about how Prince is doing multi-track recording without metronomes, without timers, without anything. He just plays the drums, puts them down, they go back, start again, picks up at the perfect exact spot to do the guitar lick on it. It is just insane how, I know musicians who could not pull, even with timers, they have to do multiple takes. And he's just like, bing.
Yeah.
Now, they can do that kind of stuff there at your space also, can't they?
Absolutely. So the digital workstations that we use for audio, they're all pretty much the same nowadays. They have the same tool set. It's just whatever you like, what's more streamlined for you. But the metronome, that click track that you kind of helps keep you on beat and tell you when to come in or things like that. It is difficult, and it might be a little hot take. Sorry if there's musicians out there, but it's been said that people who are formally trained, because Prince wasn't formally trained, he picked up an instrument and he just had that acumen to just, to just do it. But usually people who are trained have a harder time creating pieces and hit songs and things like that.
Because you're told, here's the walls, here's the lines, stay inside the lines.
Stay inside the boundaries.
And somebody like him just goes like, okay, here, let's just draw. Let's just do it. As I'm mixing my metaphors for you.
Right.
Now, Here's another story that popped up in my feeds this week, and people who know me and even Greg knows, yeah, a wine story in Bob's feeds is not a new thing.
That's right.
That artwork behind Greg is all those wine corks that people have donated, and they've done their artwork with them. That's another fun, cool project that they've done.
That's right.
And we learned a new word today. I had no idea what agrivoltaics meant or anything like that. And it turns out that there's a whole new agriculture format and school of learning how to and what to grow or graze or do under solar panels in farmlands. And I was like, okay, well, yeah, that actually kind of makes sense. That you got to do something a little different. But it turns out we have so many solar panels now on farmlands across the planet that there's a whole new agricultural, what's the correct word? Agrivoltaics.
Yes.
That to go do this. And they've now been doing it for enough years that they're actually discovering things like grapes. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing is up to your taste buds, I suppose. Grapes grown for wine that are raised under solar panels have a higher alcohol content than traditional vineyards.
Wow. That's going to make a lot of people happy.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
I can see now some places are going to want to put in even more solar panels. Like, wait, here we go. Boom. Plus it keeps it in the shade to protect it from direct sunlight and all these things. There's another whole section of this that's dealing with sheep and goats and grazing underneath and around them. And you don't even have to go bring in your tractors and mowers. They just take care of it all for you all around.
Right.
But yeah, that whole little article was just like,
yeah,
wow.
I love it. I love the innovation, and especially in an area that's it's like a foundation thing, right? We all need to eat.
Yeah.
We all enjoy certain foods. So to see that kind of just that creativity to take what's existing and just create something new from it.
Yeah.
We had a garden here, for those who didn't know, at Collier City for a time. And we did it fully on the patio. I had it as
All the
raised
container garden out there. Yeah.
Yeah, the container garden in big raised beds, little pots, and it was really, really great. Not because, of course, it's cool to have a garden in the library, but to show that you're not limited to what you have. You can do it at any space, and that's what I got from this story. So I think it's great. I think it's really great.
And now everybody can see why Greg is like the longest running person here. He knows what he's doing. He was the first guest on the very first episode we ever did of this show.
Yeah. I was honored for that. I'm not a camera person. I can talk.
Okay.
I can speak to people. I have no problem with people, but the camera is a different tale.
But your audio is always on target.
I try to make it nice.
And maybe you just need to do a little bit of meditation beforehand there, Greg.
Hey, you know what? I will.
Yeah. So new article out. There's a new study that has come out talking about what it's like to meditate. And it's the beginning of the year and everybody's got these new, resolutions. I'm going to be better at this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do my yoga. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to do whatever. And it's so hard to keep up for most people. They cannot keep those kinds of things because you don't want to make a radical change. It's hard to keep doing.
Absolutely.
So meditation is one of those things that you can do small, easy, light. It doesn't take anything. You don't need to go buy an app. You don't need to go buy any special gear. It's just be quiet for a few minutes and center yourself.
Right.
I know most people would find it hard to believe that I can be quiet. But I can do a 10-minute meditation and do it. And it turns out that your EEG changes on a permanent basis if you meditate regularly.
Oh, wow.
So your brain waves will be able to stay calmer and stay in sync if you meditate on a regular basis, not just when you're meditating, but in the rest of your daily life also. So if you have a thing where you meditate at night or in the mornings or whatever time it is in the middle of the day,
Mhm.
I actually have a thing at 9 o'clock every morning at work. Every Wednesday, I do a 10-minute walk through the art gallery of meditation and just walking and listening to a constant little repeat mantra
Oh,
thing.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it helps. It helps you keep calm. Wednesdays are our staff meeting days, so I do that beforehand. And I'm like, okay,
Absolutely.
good, I'm good.
Yeah, absolutely. I
And
think,
yeah, tell me.
I think it's important to just be still sometimes,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
And for those who are younger, because I'm about 39, Bob, I think you're like 35, something like that, right? Um, but the younger generation, it's hard to be quiet, be still, because we always have something to engage with, our cell
Yeah.
phones and things like that. So we're always busy. We don't really get the time to allow our EEGs to, come correct. So
Hmm.
I think it's very important just to be still and think
Yeah.
about good things and things you're thankful for. Like I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful
Yeah.
for certain opportunities that I have here, working in the studio, which I love it. But
Yeah.
it's having that moment to just be still and kind of heal yourself.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's when you get a chance, folks, go look at this article and go look it up, because they talk about it very explicitly here. Meditating is not like empty your mind and nothing happens. It is, there's 4 different actual sign bands of wavelengths going on in your brain activity. And when you
Oh
meditate, you're
yeah.
just syncing those bands of activity. You're not getting rid of them. They all come into sync and things get a little bit clearer focused for you. And that carries on through the rest of your day. And this was a comparison thing of people who never meditated, some people who do all the time, some people who do all the time but then stopped. And even if you meditate for a while and stop and pick it up again, it still gets all those same benefits. It's really an interesting thing, especially beginning of the year. Like I said, everybody's like, oh, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to run all these miles. I'm like, no, you're not. Just stop. Just stop.
Well, I have
Good. Good.
every after work every night. Well, for the most part, I walk
Yeah.
for an hour. I just
Just
walk.
walk. Oh yeah.
You
Oh no.
know,
Walking is the way to go. Yeah. No.
Yeah, definitely. Because
Everybody
I,
should
I
walk.
I I heard that running kind of affects the joints over time, so I just do a brisk walk.
That's a gear and practice and type of issue. I mean, some people can run for decades and decades and decades. Yeah. But
Really? Oh, okay.
walking is low impact,
Low
healthy,
impact. Mhm.
and well, I know compared to the rest of the country, you're thinking I'm nuts, but it's too cold to go walk outside right now. It's in the 60s or 50s for us down here in South Florida
I'm not
right
gonna lie.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went outside on break. I went to my car. I said, "Let me pick something up." I was like, "Ooh, that wind chill. Do I want to
Uh-huh.
walk
It's cold.
tonight?"
It'd be
I don't.
cold out there.
I don't think I'm gonna walk tonight. So
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I definitely be. Now we have 2 animal stories this week. One of them is from CES, the big consumer electronics show that's going on out in Las Vegas right now. But as always, we don't cover things on this show that aren't available for you right now. And this is real-time water quality biomonitoring, because they hook up detectors to monitor mollusks, clams, oysters, those kinds of things, and track their behavior and their enzymes, etc., to check the quality of the water.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I was just like, huh. Because I could easily see now, this is available. This is not going to be available for your average person with a canal out back or you live on a lake. This is something your city buys or works with this company for, to go in and check outflows of your sewer system into the natural waterways or things like that. But this is something where, let me do the picture of the, here we go. Here's the little picture of them. You won't be able to hear this. Yeah. Give me the picture. There we go. So you've got these sensors that are glued to the oysters and tracks all their movements, all their things, and they come up with effectively a big cluster of them. I'm going to see if I can find, here we go, with these different things. And now you have these little clusters of them out there and going, and you get instant feedback. And you've got live creatures doing this for you. You don't have to guess, is it safe for them or not? Because they're in a live creature right there. If there's something goes wrong with them, you know instantaneously, hey, we've got something going wrong. By the way, if you do follow the link on this one, I believe I put the English language link in. It's a French company, so everything on their site is in French, and you have to change it to English. But yeah, this is another like, this is kind of cool.
It is really cool. Again, just innovating, using what's there, right? Mollusks are there, clams. And it's funny you mentioned that this was presented at CES, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, while I'm looking for TVs, new TVs, and a possible Nintendo that's supposed to come out, it's good to see things like this, because I feel like it's world changing. It's really paying attention to those fundamental foundational things. So I thanks for showing me. It's
I think that this is, I'm like, man, I wonder who do I talk to at the city or county to like go, hey, let's go figure this one out. Let's see, how can we invest in this and make this happen? And it's supposed to be as accurate or more accurate than some of the chemical testing.
Yeah, I love it too. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, it is just craziness. Okay. One more story for you. Greg, who is smarter, ants or humans?
Do I give you an answer and tell you why, or do I just
tell me why? Tell me what's going on with this. This is an amazing, by the way, for this one, we have the actual study as always in the show notes, so you can go read the actual study. Tell me, Greg, talk to me.
I will go with the ants, and I'll tell you why. Because when I read the article, I thought it was very interesting where it stated, I don't know if it's like toward the end, but it stated that these ants are like family. They're very close-knit, tight-knit. They work together. So that's where I would give the ants the edge. Because if you were to get 100 people and put them in a room, are we all going to be in sync like that? Probably not. So
I know. And so
to the ants.
And now somebody's counter argument might be to you, well, wait, no. The humans can just talk to each other. So let's explain how this experiment is set up first. You can see the picture here. It's called the piano moving experiment, because you're taking a large object and trying to move it from one room through a different room and into a third room where its final location is, and it's too big to easily fit through the doorway. So you have to cooperate, and multiple people have to work together to be able to move the object from through this very simple maze, but it's a kind of a maze, to get it over to the other side.
Yeah.
Humans, as you can see in the picture, you've got handles on the object. And this is where I was like, oh, they're doing it wrong. Just pick the thing up, turn it on its edge, and walk right through. And it turns out I was violating the terms of the experiment. You're not allowed to, you have to grab the handles. You're not allowed to turn it outside of its flat, horizontal. I'm like, fine. So if you're thinking about this, yeah, humans can do this better than ants, of course, because the humans are just going to talk to each other. Hey, move this, move there. No, you move there. As soon as you stop people from talking, the ants are better, because the ants instinctively help each other out and start moving the stuff around. Let me get to the picture of the ant one. Where's the ants video? Oh, here we go. Yeah. Stop. Those ads. So you can see on here how you're maneuvering that thing around, but then the ants can just go do it themselves. The ants just instinctively help each other out and know where the pressure is and help relieve the pressure on that side or whatever, so that it just automatically swings right through the openings correctly.
And I think that to me is more impressive because you
Yeah.
don't have to say anything. You just know. I don't know if anyone has that relationship where you're so close with someone and
Yeah.
you just kind of know what they're thinking, or you finish a sentence or something like that. I see the ants like that. I
Hmm.
just think that's really, really cool that not a word, but we're able to, I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah. And they just instinctively, by sensing the stress levels or whatever, or however the pheromones work and all the stuff with them,
Mhm.
you get together and do it. Of course, one or two ants can't move the thing, just like one or two humans can't. I just thought it was really interesting that once you take voice away, humans still do pretty good. They can stay about the same as the ants. But
They
then when
do.
you take away being able to look at somebody's facial by putting a mask over their face, all of a sudden humans just
Mhm.
basically fail. They
Mhm.
can't coordinate if you can't talk to each other.
Yeah. Oh, I saw something interesting too because they said that if you shave someone's eyebrows, they're harder to identify. Since you were talking about looking at each
Hmm.
other and
Yep.
and then they showed an example. I was like, oh, that's true.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
eyebrows, you don't know who I am.
Yeah. It's a video recognition trick too for those out there who want to
Hmm.
mess with cameras.
Absolutely.
Greg, thank you so much for being here and helping us start
Oh,
off the
thank you.
year. We're going to see you
Thank
later on
you.
in the year, but if you need any kind of music or audio things, we've had how many different audiobook authors have come through and narrators to record in that little studio? It's fun.
We've had a lot. So I have been busy for the years that I've been working in
Yeah.
this space, but people who are dedicated, people who are doing this, it's a hobby or they're an enthusiast or they're doing this for commercial
Yeah.
reasons. They're putting projects out and
We
making
got people
income
who
off
come
of
out
it.
on vacation, stop in to see Greg. They
Absolutely.
do.
From all over Broward County. So come check us out.
Oh, yeah. And we will see you all next week. Remember to hit like and subscribe, and creation station at broward.org if you've got any story ideas for us. And we'll see y'all next week.